Hello, welcome to the Sakapunch with me, Luke Anthony, and award-winning comedian Sydney May. I'm getting bored of introducing you as an award-winning comedian. It's about time you won another award.
I'm trying, but you don't have to. Pretty sure I didn't tell you to say that. I just enjoy it.
Yeah. I'll say it just gives this podcast a little bit more oomph, doesn't it? If I say award-winning comedian, because it gives it like
Wow.
legitimacy.
It doesn't run out, The awards don't expire. Even if I don't win another one, I've still got these.
I'm an award-winning presenter
Are
for a
you?
community radio station. Yeah.
Nice. There you go. Why don't you say that as well?
It's weird if I say it, isn't it? If you introduced it and said award-winning radio presenter, then it'd be a bit better. But if it's me, then it doesn't sound right, does it? It just sounds
Well,
like I'm.
let's do what they do on the one show, and they introduce each other.
Oh, we could do that. I
You
did.
say my name, and I say yours.
I never saw myself being a one-show presenter, but I'll take
Well,
whatever comes.
yeah. I've only watched it by accident, but they introduce each other, so we can do that, and then we can call each other award winning.
Okay, okay. I don't know if I like that. I can't sort of like the control I have at the beginning, just
It's fine. You
because
can
I
have
because
that.
I never really keep the. I often re-record
Ah,
the intro before I put the
okay.
podcast out, just because I get nervous because I got you what you listening to me, um,
Yeah, I
and
get
then
that.
and then so I have the control of the edit.
Yeah, you can keep that if that makes you feel powerful, you can have
Oh no, now it's even worse. Sounds really phony.
it.
Um,
Typical controlling man. No, it's fine. I
yeah,
don't care.
that's it. Straight white middle class man
Yeah,
taking taking control of things.
yeah. You
Yeah,
just keep that control if that's what makes you happy.
that's not making the final edit
Why not?
because I've got control.
I think this whole first 5 minutes has been quite entertaining, if I'm honest.
I'll leave it in. I'll leave it in. It's
Oh, okay.
it's golden stuff. It's golden
Absolutely.
stuff. Um,
Definitely.
so we haven't been on for a while. So apologies to the listener for that. I've been in Uganda seeing my family who are over there. To give you context, my partner's from Uganda, and my kids have been over there seeing their family, and I went over to visit them for like 5 days, 8.5 hour journey one
Yeah, that's a
way
long way for 5 days.
for 5 days, yeah, and then back 8.5 hours back. But at least
Oof.
it's just one flight. You used to have to change in another country,
Okay.
um, and it was quite hefty. But Uganda Airlines, I didn't disappear.
Hey. Wow, you survived the experience as well. That's good.
Yeah,
That is all good. Well, and I'm just jealous you've been sunning yourself. We've had a lot of rain over here.
yeah, it has been rainy. Yeah, I got greeted by
Yeah.
when the pilot announces what's on the other side. So they
Oh
say that
yeah.
you're going into like 12 degrees England weather, and it's currently
Yeah.
raining. And I'm like,
Depressing.
oh, poor
Yeah.
Ugandans all traveling from Uganda to England, where they've gone from really lovely weather to awful weather.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know why you're not still there, if I'm honest. I would be. But you have missed some football, haven't you? So I guess that's
I had missed some football, but I did sit on the plane. I had a very chatty young man who was an Arsenal fan, so that was quite entertaining on the way to
nice.
Uganda. And his favourite player is Odegaard.
So he's a bit sad at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, he was a little bit gutted that he's been injured. The
Hmm.
recurring shoulder injury that seems to be keep coming back.
Yeah, but I have to say, before we say anything else, that I am taking personal credit for Martinelli's revival. I think somebody must have told him what I said.
Oh, he listened to the podcast. I'd like to think he
Yeah,
did.
yeah, I think he heard it and he disagreed with me and he was determined to prove himself because, oh my God, has he proved himself since I first said he wasn't doing enough?
He's been brilliant. He
He has been
he
brilliant.
he came on as a sub, made a goal, scored a goal against Athletic Club.
Hmm.
Trossard got the other goal, and then before that, we won 3-0 against Nottingham Forest. Mendy getting a wonder goal and scoring another goal, and Gyökeres also scoring. So it's been a lot of good football.
And Martinelli rescuing us yesterday.
And Martinelli rescuing us yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, we needed him.
So on that. 1-1 against Man City. Okay, I want to ask you this because before the game, would you have taken a draw?
I mean, I guess so. I never agree with playing for a draw. But yeah, we'd have taken it, wouldn't we? I mean, all the commentators sort of said the only people that win in this situation is Liverpool, and that I do not like. But it is better than losing. It's always better than losing.
I mean, in the context of the game, I'm glad we got a draw, but I do think we've got a better team than Man City now. Apart from
Yeah,
Haaland and Rodri, maybe, I
yeah,
think we've got a better team overall.
we
And
do. But it
and
wasn't quite. It wasn't quite gelling yesterday.
yeah, that sort of brings me on to no risks taken in the starting lineup again. You
Hmm.
know, what is Arteta learned from the Liverpool loss? Because he went
Yeah.
with Marino in the midfield three again,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of playing Eze on in the attacking midfield role,
Mm-hmm.
and it nearly backfired, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't know. I feel like that starting 11 isn't quite working at the moment. And we've got all these new players. It's like, I mean, Theo Walcott's take on it last night was that, they're still getting to know each other. They haven't got that sort of, telepathic thing that players who've been playing together for a while seem to have. They're just not, they're not clicking. And I mean, I'm not the expert. I don't know what the problem is. But yeah, where were some bright sparks that we needed yesterday? Like Wanieri, like Lewis Skelly, like, dare I say, young Mr. Dowman. I want to see more of him.
Yeah, he unfortunately played in the youth game
Oh, okay.
on the day before, so he would never have been in the
Oh, I
team.
missed that.
But he did score.
Yeah. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad.
He scored in that game. He won the game, I think.
But we needed some of that yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, and even if he goes on and gets us a penalty, then
Exactly.
gets us in the right positions. And yeah, we needed a bit of pace,
We needed that sparkle.
a bit of
Yes.
sparkle. Yeah, like you say.
Bit
And
of
and
energy.
Trossard was a strange decision, wasn't he, on the left?
Yeah. I mean, I thought actually he was one of the better players. He was going forward. He was trying, wasn't he?
He was trying in second half, particularly. He was
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, he
Um,
was.
he did struggle a little bit in the first half, but 1-to-one duels. Does he beat his man
No.
against Man City? Maybe not, but
No.
I think Arteta's learned his lesson and he made changes at half time. Obviously, one of them was forced because Madueke got an injury.
Yeah.
He had a,
That's a
a
shame
knee
as well.
issue.
Yeah.
Um, and then we brought on, was it? Well, yeah, we brought on Saka, and
Eze, wasn't it?
that's right.
And
Um,
Eze's looking quite good. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't start.
yeah, I am surprised about that. Yeah,
Yeah, he's looking bright and energetic, isn't he? And obviously, really good to see Saka back as well.
yeah. What a welcome return, and the
Yes.
namesake is back, so we can keep calling this the Sakapunch.
Oh, thank goodness. We're screwed if he ever actually leaves Arsenal, aren't we?
Well, I just change it to Sakapunched.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we
Um,
need to punch Saka if he leaves us. But yeah, it's always good to see him back.
to Sydney May inciting violence as always. Um,
Is this a thing now? Is this what I do?
this is Sydney May. She's an abusive young lady
Yeah.
who's
Yeah, but look what it's done for Martinelli.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the upshot of it.
The tough love worked on him. Maybe this will work on everybody. Come on, everyone. I will talk you down if you're not good enough, and then they'll play better. You just wait and see.
Yeah. So Erling Haaland got his usual goal against Arsenal
Yeah.
in the 9th minute and came from a fast counter attack. And Gabriel got sort of caught out, didn't he? He was
Mm,
pressing high, and then the ball comes over to him. He passes to Reinders, and then he just can't catch up with Haaland, and it was
yeah.
it was always going to be a goal.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of Gabriel, and I still am. But that is I think that was their game plan, wasn't it? That was their game plan to catch us on the counter and go for it. And to be fair to us, they only did it once. They only scored from it once.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is true. They shut up shop, didn't they, afterwards? It was like watching the Mourinho team.
Well, but they didn't need to score again, did they? The whole time they had the lead. I'm sure I've seen them do this before, like when they've been ahead of us before. I don't know if it was last season or season before. They'll get into that situation where they don't need to score, they just need to defend, and that's what they do. And then if they get an opportunity for a fast little counter, they'll do it. But I feel like sometimes Man City can be a bit boring like that.
They played a lot more direct football, didn't they?
Yeah.
They got the ball up quickly.
Mm,
Donnarumma had a good game.
yeah.
He seemed to keep us out. Every time we had, set pieces, he was punching them away and or
He was
catching
always
them,
there.
and
Yeah,
he
where
had a
did he
really
come from?
PSG, isn't it?
No, he was at PSG. Yeah.
Yeah, they sort of let him go and said they didn't want him anymore, and then Man City were like, "We'll have him."
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see why, to be fair. I hadn't really paid attention to him.
Yeah, but then Edison or Donnarumma, I don't know. Like Edison's one of the best keepers in the world.
I mean, I was wondering why they even got another one, but I said the same thing when we had Ramsdale and then he got Raya. But yeah,
Yeah,
he was looking very, very good yesterday. Because I thought,
I,
yeah, why would you go for a new keeper if you've got Edison?
and then after conceding, we had real difficulty creating clear chances, and City defended pretty well, limited space, and we
Yeah,
only managed one shot on target in the first half, and that was from Noni
yeah,
Madueke just before half time.
yeah.
Um,
It wasn't a great first half, was it?
no, but we did dominate the game though.
Yep.
We looked like the whole game that we were the ones that were going to create the chance. It was like watching us against Liverpool again, where
Yeah,
it was only us creating the chances, um, and it was a tough pill to swallow when they scored that goal because we
yeah.
started the first half really well.
And I think the stat was something like, Man City were 1-0 up by the end of the end of the first half. They'd only had 36% possession.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
which just shows we were dominating, but we weren't creating chances, which is sort of what happened against Liverpool as well. We only really went for it when we went 1-0 down against Liverpool. Now, to be fair, with that game, I had said if Liverpool had scored earlier than the 80th minute, it would have kicked us into action and we would have got back into it. But that didn't really seem to happen yesterday, though. So maybe I have to eat my words on that one. But usually we are quite good at springing into action when we go 1-0 down. And yeah, we just struggled in that first half, just didn't get it together.
But they did make changes at half time. Saka and Eze did
Yeah.
make a
Do you think that's what
difference.
made it a better second half?
I think so, yeah. I think there were
Yeah.
moments that Saka sort of injected a little bit of pace, and Eza seemed to, he had it tough because it was a very cramped middle section of the pitch.
Yeah.
So he was struggling to find space and all that. But they had this weird, like swapping around of the left and the right wingers.
Yeah.
So you saw a lot of Saka on the left throughout the second half, and
Yeah. What
I
did you
don't know if
think of
that
that?
helped. I quite like it.
Do you think it was working?
Well, we got a goal, but it wasn't
True.
because of that.
No.
Um, it was a weird goal actually because on they had about 5 minutes to go or something, and we're in stoppage time, weren't we? And
Hmm.
Man City had a moment where they started pressing high up,
Yeah.
and that's where we caught them, and then Eza played that beautiful ball over to Martinelli, and Martinelli lobbed the keeper.
Do you think that was kind of similar to what they did to us? Both goals were when the opposition was playing up high and we caught each other out.
Yeah, it was a similar situation where someone lost possession in
Mm,
midfield, and then a goal happened. So, but we just couldn't we couldn't break the defense for. a good part, well, 90 minutes of that game.
Mm.
We just couldn't break the defense. I mean, we have to talk about Gyökeres because he had a pretty poor game.
Yeah, he did, didn't
Now,
he?
he wasn't making the right runs, I don't think. Now it wouldn't be a podcast without mentioning my dad, who had said that to me, and he just said he wasn't making the right runs and
Mm.
wasn't getting into the right spaces for the wingers to pass the ball to him. Um, but you got to give him time.
Yeah, and what do you think about when all the pundits always talk about, players coming in from another league and having to get used to the Premier League? I mean, I always think surely there has to be a certain element of players having to get used to each other. But yeah, I don't know. Is that a thing?
I mean, the Premier League is a lot faster paced than
Hmm.
most leagues, but most foreign leagues. But for a striker, you just got to be in the right space, at the right place at the right time, don't you?
Yeah,
You
you
got to
think
make the
so?
right runs, and I, I get it more for a winger because it's
Hmm.
if they can't get used to the pace of the game, then it's very difficult. But I think it needs time, and
Yeah.
the criticism has been is that he doesn't do it in the big games. All very well doing it against Leeds or
Yeah.
scoring against Nottingham Forest or something, who have got
Yeah.
Ange now, Ange Ball
We
2.0, which is quite funny to
I
watch.
I feel for them. I really feel for them. Why?
Yeah.
Why would they want him?
No, well, they might win the
There we
Europa
go.
League with him in his second season.
Maybe they might also get relegated. Mm,
Yeah, that would be sad, really,
it
because
would
Nottingham
be.
Forest have got a big history in the top division, and but
I quite
you
like them as
know
a team to watch, but yeah, I'm just sad for them. Yeah.
they can be exciting, but I they'll be exciting now because they'll be letting in so many bloody goals.
Yeah, true. But yeah, like you say, Gyökeres needs to stand up for the big games, and yeah, Liverpool, Man City, he has not done that. What does he need to do?
What does he need to do? Just gel with the team and be in the right place at the right time, I think.
Yeah.
Needs to make the right runs. There was one where it went almost directly to him, and it was just behind him, and he couldn't get
Oh
onto it.
yeah. Yeah.
When I think it was Trossard he crossed it in, or
Yes, I think it
Calafiori, one of the
was.
two. Um, and and yeah, it was a bit disappointing. But
Is it a communication thing, do you think, where they just need to get used to how each other communicates?
it's going to take time. I mean, Thierry Henry, arguably Arsenal's best ever striker. He didn't hit the ground running straight away. It wasn't
No.
until he moved into the middle as a striker that he had an impact. So it did take a few games. So
Yeah, and it usually does, to be fair. And I think we need to not panic.
I'm not going to get on the bandwagon and start slating him because that's the
No.
last thing he needs. He
Oh
has
God, yeah.
scored goals,
He has.
arguably against smaller teams, but
But he has
he's
scored a couple of goals.
he has.
This is very, very early days. I think there must be a certain amount of gelling that people need to do. And also for most of the time that we've had Gyökeres, we haven't had Saka. So they need to get used to playing together. And Saka is so good at making those runs. Surely that's going to be, once they get used to each other, that should be a good little pairing, shouldn't it?
I mean, he's on. If you think about it, he's had 5 matches and he scored 3 goals.
Pretty good.
So if you were to times that by, there's 38 games in the league,
Yeah.
and you times that, you're what's,
You're doing
uh,
some very quick maths now.
oh, it's not very quick, as you can tell.
No, you're trying to do some very quick maths.
So seven times 3 is
Yeah.
21, and if he
Yeah.
scores 21 goals in the Premier League by the end of the season, that he's on track to have a good season.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I
So
mean, I
my
think
quick maths is has worked. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty good. I'd like to see more than that. I've always said it's been so long since we've had a 30 goal striker. I don't think we've had a 30 goaler since what, Van Persie. Um, I think we've been unlucky with strikers. We haven't had a Haaland. who can bang in 40, 50 goals.
No,
Um,
no, he is the best striker in the world at the moment, Haaland. So it's
yeah,
like a cheat. It's like,
yeah.
if you created that player on Football Manager, you
Mm.
wouldn't you wouldn't believe it, would you? You'd be like, well, you just cheated there.
Yeah,
He
just
is a cheat.
inhuman. Yeah, I still feel maybe Gyökeres is going to turn out to be the one we've been missing, but with all the strikers we've had hope for over the years, we've never had a Haaland and Mbappe. Um, pre-Haaland, we had City. You had the Aguero who could bang in 40 goals in a season. We haven't had one of those in a long time, and I think that's been a big frustration. I mean, last year we didn't even have a striker, let alone a
No, we
striker who
played
could bang in
Marino up
goals.
front, didn't we?
Yeah, and to be fair, he did stick a few goals in. So, I mean, I prefer the fact that we've got a well-rounded team. We're not, like you said, Haaland was City's best player, and is the one most likely to stick the goals in. And without him, they're not scoring from everywhere. Whereas we can actually score from everywhere. We've got Marino can score. Gabriel at the back can score. Saliba's been known to stick one in every now and again. Like we've got scorers all over, which is great. But I would still love a good 30, 40 goaler. That would complete it, wouldn't it? I
That
don't
would
want
be
much.
amazing.
Yeah.
No pressure, Gyökeres. You've heard it here
Yeah.
first.
Like I say, it
Um,
worked on Martinelli.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sydney's giving you the marker now. You need 30 or 40 goals.
Yeah. Nothing less.
A Ballon d'Or amount of goals, and
Yeah. Yeah. We just haven't had that proper cutthroat striker um, that Man City have always seemed to have for a long time. But let's see. Like I say, no pressure, Gyökeres. Sort it out.
sort it out. Sort your
Sort
life
it out,
out.
boy.
Get
Yeah,
your
come
head
on.
together and score some bloody goals.
I think he's got the potential, hasn't he?
Yes,
We'll see.
yes.
Well, and you've been saying he's been scoring against the smaller teams. So we've got Port Vale this week.
He won't
He should.
play. I think Trossard will
I
play
think
as
he won't
false
play him.
nine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he'll give him a rest, and
yeah,
Trossard will play false nine, or even Marino up front or
mm,
something. And then we
yeah,
might see Max Dowman and Nwaneri play and Scully play, which would be
yeah.
nice.
It'd be good to see them again. Um, yeah, we've always kind of flunked out of the Carabao Cup because we put out the young squad, the inexperienced squad. But actually now, when you look at our young squad, it's pretty damn good, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd expect us to beat Port Vale with that team. It
Definitely
all
would.
depends who we play. I mean, obviously, Kep will get us his Arsenal debut,
Yeah.
which would be good,
Hmm.
and it'll be good to see some of the youngsters. I'm hoping we'll see a few of them. There's a few out
Mm,
there,
yeah. Yeah. Well, it'll be good to see, yeah, some new ones, some fresh young'uns get a run out in the midweek.
and perhaps we'll see the return of Ben White, who was on the bench this
Oh, yeah, that's
weekend.
true.
So he might get a run out, maybe 65 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, he's another good option to have back.
if Hincapié is fit, I know he's had some injury issues or he's not been well.
Mm.
Um, you might see Mascara back in and Hincapié get his full debut.
It'd be good to see a bit more of Mascara. What did you think of him yesterday? He came on, well, no, actually came on in the last 5 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah, I think
Um,
I don't know if Arteta was trying to play for an extra minute there
yeah, I was
or
thinking what
something.
it was literally, I think it was about a minute and a half to go actually, and I was like, what is the point at this point? I
Yeah.
want to see some more of him though.
Yeah, that's a point for debate because we were talking
Mm.
about the starting lineup, but my dad and I name drop again. Um were discussing it and we thought that perhaps I know Saliba and Gabriel nullify Haaland a lot of the time, but
Hmm.
I do wonder if Mosquera should have played that game just because he's in form. Saliba was coming back from an ankle injury.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Should he have started Saliba when he had, yeah, he's just back from injury.
so, but
Is that Mascara's default position?
yeah, his natural position is right
Yeah.
centre back. And then Hincapié as left centre back. But he can play right back as well, Mascara.
Yeah. Because I mean, if they're fit, I would always want Saliba and Gabriel.
Oh yeah, they're the two
And
best defenders in
yeah,
the world together. Yeah,
yeah,
pair
I
in the
think they
world.
are.
Yeah,
I do think the Saliba injury of 2 seasons ago was what cost us the league when we were flying very high when he got injured. So it's really good that we do now have some more defensive options. But yeah, other than those two, I think the other two of the back four are up for up for challenges, aren't they? So it'd be good
yeah.
to see more of Mascara.
I mean, there is a debate to say that Mascara's probably our best signing for value. If you look at the
Yeah,
value, I
do you
mean,
think?
I think Supermendy, although he didn't have the greatest game against
He didn't
Man
have a great
City,
game yesterday.
he played two very good games before that though, and he looks
Mm,
like good signing.
yeah,
But Mascara for 13 million. I mean,
yeah.
you got bang for your buck there, haven't you?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I'd like to see more of him. But 13 million these days. I mean, the whole point of 13 million being a bargain just blows my mind. But it is a bargain in this day and age of football. If someone could throw a casual little 13 million my way, I'd be quite happy.
Yeah. Why not?
I'd
Why
even take
not?
one. One would be
I'll
fine.
take
Yeah,
one
I'll do it.
million. Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
that'll solve a few things.
yeah. Nobody would even notice, would they?
But you just do it slowly. You
Oh yeah.
just do little things. A new pair of um really expensive Adidas shoes or something that are just little signs that
Oh
you're
yeah.
moving up in the world.
Yeah, just a little until you buy the seaside house or something. But
Yeah.
but none of those footballers would notice if we took it from them. Just saying. I don't know. I'm not I'm not one of those people that's like they need to play better, they get paid so much. But also, come on.
Just set it to a million.
Yeah,
What is it to you?
exactly. It's nothing. Nothing. But it's interesting times to come. And this weekend is Newcastle, isn't it?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that much.
No.
A
I
big
mean,
game. I think he's got to go for it, and he's got to go and attack, and really go for it.
he's got to go for it. Newcastle are struggling. Newcastle are struggling. I was watching the highlights yesterday. I think the whole drama with Isak, they miss him. They definitely miss him. I think they're not quite the threat they were last season, but I don't want to regret saying that.
Well, you said it here. I could
I
cut that
know.
out, but I think it's more funny to leave it in case it comes
Yeah,
back to bite you. But I really hope it doesn't.
I really hope it doesn't. Yeah, no, I hope it doesn't. But I don't know. Do you disagree?
I think we'll beat them personally. I think we'll
Yeah,
beat
I
them
hope so.
if we go for it. If we go and play Marino and we play those Rice,
Mm,
Submendi, and Marino again, I think we might struggle. But I think we've got to play. If Odegaard's not fit, then you play Ezra in the middle and then maybe
mm.
Martinelli on the left. I think he's earned his place.
Yeah, I think he has. You got to go hard. Go attacking.
Yeah, and Trossard, for me, you drop him again. He's an impact sub to me.
He really is.
He's so much better when he comes on halfway through the game or, three
But
quarters through the
or
game.
is that what's working for Martinelli though?
Maybe. Maybe you're right. Yeah.
Is he turning into a super sub?
Yeah, perhaps you're right. But I do think on form, he's the player to play. He's the one who's won
Yeah.
us, you know,
Yeah,
well,
he has kind of earned
drew us the
it.
game and
Yeah.
partly won us the game against Athletic Club.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he has earned it. I feel like he's always been a bit of a super sub though. I'm just trying to think back. And maybe he does. He's like a Trossard's always been the same. They make more impact when they come on rather than if they start. But the nice thing is we do have these new players and we need to, I feel like Arteta needs to play around with the squad a little bit. Try some different starters.
Do you play Martelli a little bit more central like he
I don't know
used to?
where does he, I think, does he prefer to be to the side?
Well, he often goes down to the byline, doesn't he? Right down the left, and then
Yeah.
whips it in. But he has played striker for us before up
Yeah.
front.
Yeah, he
So
has.
and he's got a lot of pace. So if he's making runs and you whip the ball in, then maybe that's an option.
I hope he
But
and Gyökeres are doing some drills.
yeah. On that note, I think we're coming to the end of the episode. As
Yeah.
far as I can see, the time's about to run out. So it's
So,
always
two
good
games
to
this week.
two games this week. Yeah, Port Vale next. We should go get a good, comfortable win there. See some youngsters play, and then Newcastle, big game. I think we have to beat Newcastle. I think for the
Yeah,
sake
we
of our
do.
season, we have to beat them.
We really, really do. We're already 5 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah.
They're already gaining space, and we can't have that. We don't want that. So yeah, we've got to keep the pressure on. Liverpool will slip up, so we
I'm
have to
hoping
be ready.
so. They've got a tough end to the season, haven't they? So we've had a
Yeah,
really tough beginning to the season,
we've had a
and
really tough beginning.
they've got a tough ending. So as it as they wore on, they may get a little bit tired and jaded and let a few goals in because they they're weak. They're weak at the
Mm,
back, and
they are,
they let goals in. So why we I still baffles me why we didn't play attacking football.
but we've got to be ready to take them. Got to be ready to take them from behind, if I can say that.
Take them from behind.
Take them from behind.
Good night. All right, I think we'll leave it there. That's a good ending.
I can't believe you're ending it on that, but yeah.